Hello, welcome to this topic on underground distribution lines. At the end of this topic, you will be able to describe underground cabling, explain the advantages of UG cables, explain disadvantages of UG cables. Let's start off with the underground cabling. In this system, the power is transmitted from one point to another through underground cables laid in the ground in place of overhead lines on poles or towers. As these cables are not exposed to the air or atmosphere, this makes the UG cabling system less susceptible to outages due to various atmospheric conditions. This system is an expensive choice, but it is a better choice owing to the benefits to supply electricity in highly populated areas. Now let's list the advantages and disadvantages of UG cables. Advantages of UG cables are provides aesthetic look of the area where these are laid as compared to OH lines, less prone to faults, less susceptible to outages due to various atmospheric conditions, requires no space above ground, avoids congestion, preferred in the densely populated areas. The disadvantages of UG cables are as follows. Higher cost of installation, require specialized techniques to find out the fault location, extended repair time is required in underground system, modification to underground power lines are more expensive, insulation deterioration takes place in the underground cables much faster. The table shows overhead versus underground cables comparison. The comparison between overhead and underground cabling line on various heads are provided for your information and reference. Cost of installation, high in underground cabling while low in overhead line. Fault location identification and repairing time. High in underground cabling while low in overhead line. Cost of repair or fault, high in underground cabling while low in overhead line. Line outage durations, high in underground cabling while low in overhead line. Line modifications, difficult in underground cabling while easy in overhead line. Effect from weather conditions, low in underground cabling while high in overhead line. Range of electromagnetic fields EMF emission, low in underground cabling while high in overhead line. Space requirement, low in underground cabling while high in overhead line. Hazard to wildlife, low in underground cabling while high in overhead line. Illegal connection or theft of power or pilferage, nil in underground cabling while high in overhead line. Aesthetics, high in underground cabling while low in overhead line. Flexibility to increase line capacity, low in underground cabling while high in overhead line. Safety, high in underground cabling while low in overhead line. Let's look at the overhead versus underground cost comparison per kilometer. Tentative cost of the underground cabling system is about 3 to 4 times than the equivalent overhead system. The table provides the cost comparison approximately between overhead lines and underground cables under normal conditions for your information.